Prince Sihanouk introduces Mrs. Kennedy to Cambodia. The prince is not only the chief of state and its most dominating personality, but he's also the impresario of his country.
Ma fille, la cadette, de vous offrir de nos hommes d'État et leur épouse. Vous êtes cette coutume, cette fierté de marcher sur ce tapis de fleurs qui vous présente symboliquement les vœux les meilleurs que le Cambodge vous adresse. Ministre de la Défense nationale, le général Virtulon, commandant en chef des forces armées royales khmères, sécurité nationale de Madame Colonel Sospen, Madame Menon, Son Excellence Menon, ambassadeur de l'Inde.
It was Prince Sihanouk himself who broke off diplomatic relations with the United States in 1965. Now, with Mrs. Kennedy's visit and Prince Sihanouk's recent criticism of Communist China, there's speculation that her trip here might produce a warming up of relations between the two countries. But the prince has anticipated that speculation, and he has said that despite Mrs. Kennedy's visit, Cambodia will not move toward any rapprochement with the United States. Nevertheless, there is right now, with Mrs. Kennedy here, a dramatic, if unofficial, American presence in Cambodia for the first time in more than 2 years. She will be spending about a week here in Cambodia, and she has said that this is a girlhood dream come true. Bernard Kalb, CBS News, at the Royal Palace in Phnom Penh. And he's giving Mrs. Kennedy a kind of walking cram course on Cambodian ritual. He's telling her in French that these flower petals being strewn on the red carpet are part of a revered Buddhist tradition reserved for distinguished personalities. This is what's been advertised as a strictly private visit, but the welcome is very public. Hundreds of Cambodian schoolgirls have been assembled here to join in the greetings to the widow of John F. Kennedy. Mrs. Kennedy is introduced to members of Prince Sihanouk's official family, and then to members of the diplomatic corps. The Chinese Communists, the North Vietnamese, and the Viet Cong's representatives, all of whom have missions here in Phnom Penh, are not present. There's also no American ambassador, and that's one of the reasons why Mrs. Kennedy's visit is regarded as having not only tourist importance, but even political significance. Slating, Brower, and Sakai-san, and this is Bernie Kalb in Phnom Penh with the voiceover for the Jackie in Cambodia piece. There's no doubt that Mrs. Kennedy is happy to be here and that Prince Sihanouk is happy to have her here. There are no airport speeches, But the prince remarked the other day that Mrs. Kennedy enjoys the esteem and gratitude of the world because she has a very great character, and because her husband, he said, behaved very well and was a sincere friend to all countries, including Cambodia. He charged there had been aggressions along his country's border with South Vietnam. He's also denied that Viet Cong forces were using frontier areas as sanctuaries. Mrs. Kennedy will spend about a week in Cambodia, but just a day or two in this capital city of Phnom Penh. She will stay at the Royal Palace here. It's a masterpiece of Cambodian architecture. It looks half fairy tale, half Hollywood. But her real objective is Angkor, where she will spend several days touring. But her real objective is Angkor, where she will spend several days touring the magnificent temples that were built centuries ago and then were lost to the Western world until they were rediscovered about 100 years ago. And then pick up the clothes. And I put a note there that perhaps you might be able to find some Angkor footage that we shot in 1963 or 64. Perhaps it's in the morgue. And if you care to find that, and can, you might be able to slide in a few frames to go with that paragraph briefly on Angkor. And I think that does it. And use the second of the on-camera closes, please.
Dans les cours royales. me permet de vous présenter aussi votre aide de camp. Là. Mon gendre, Prince Ivan Manira, de Flocati, madame. Avoir l'honneur de saluer les hommages, madame. Soyez le bienvenu au Cambodge. Soyez le bienvenu au Cambodge. Monsieur, je vous demande de bien vouloir. Et après, par le royal, on est frères et leurs femmes. Alors,